And good evening, folks. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios. And let's see, we got audio, but that's I forgot my other thing here. Okay, well we'll just turn that off and read. But we're back. I forgot the earbuds for my phone here. So we're here for another launch of a Starship flight number 8 this evening. We're down to T minus 9 minutes and counting, and we are uh, watching the NSF view of it. They have some great cameras, some great commentary, and we also have. Well, they haven't started it yet over there on Spacecom. We'll probably be going to Spacecom. Okay, they do have it. So we'll go ahead and switch over to the space.com. And oh, what's going on there? Okay. Let's see. We'll share this tab, go full. And there we are. We're on space.com. And they got T minus 8 minutes and counting. So we got two different pages to go to for pictures, but you can see it's fueled up, ready to go. And this is the second. They had an attempt on launching this Wednesday, but scrubbed it with 40 seconds. So let's go ahead and listen to space.com.
We are looking forward to those views as well. In fact, we're getting ready to launch Starship in just over 8 minutes. Now, as for a couple status updates, working no major issues on the vehicle. Range is emerald green, you could say. Everything looks great in terms of the sea and airspace here in the Gulf of America, as well as in the Indian Ocean. Of course, we want to make sure both areas are clear as the ship will be splashing down in the Indian Ocean while the booster's going to be coming back to us at the launch site just a couple miles behind Dan and I. Weather, you could call it a silver lining that we had to delay from Monday because holy moly, visibility is 1,000 times better today, and it's going to make for some really great views. Now, leading up to today, we did stack the vehicle later last night. Flight controllers reported to their consoles earlier today. The site was cleared and the range team was deployed.
That's right. And a lot of checkouts have happened just throughout the day, aligning our guidance, navigation, control, getting all the tanks ready for prop load, which has about 4 minutes left to go. You can see us almost topping out on ship, getting ready to top out on booster. And then it also includes getting all the ground support systems checked out, ready to go. Chopsticks were demated, did their wiggle test in advance of their upcoming catch opportunity. So as I just said, prop load's ongoing. We've got a little over about 4 minutes left until, or about 4 minutes. What's 7 minus 4? 4 minutes until we get to closeouts on ship and on booster. We did just hear that the range did pull again green. So we're not tracking any issues right now. Bottom line, things are looking great for launch at the top of our window at 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, very exciting. Now, once again, we are attempting to catch the booster at the launch tower. If that happens today, it will be the third ever booster catch. This is an aspect that I really enjoy, and it's how the vehicle announces that it is back.
It lets you know.
Oh, yeah. This comes in an audible sonic boom in the area around the return location, which occur when the booster slows down from traveling at supersonic speeds. Similar sonic booms were heard during the return and landing of NASA's space shuttle.
Yes, sonic booms are unique to vehicles returning from space. They're kind of a hallmark of reusable systems like our Falcon 9 rocket and Falcon Heavy. General impact to those in the surrounding area is that brief thunder-like noise. I've been fortunate enough to be here for all of them so far. They definitely let you know the vehicle's coming. Here's a little bit about what it's like to experience it.
And then we have the heavy booster. That's what it's going to look like. We've done this 2 times before, and third time I think it's more than going to happen this evening.
And as someone who grew up hearing those sonic booms as the shuttles landed in Florida, and now hearing them for Falcon and Starship as well, they really are something to experience. And when you hear them, you just know it's a spaceship telling everyone that it wants to be reused. Great sounds. So as you can hear, the room is getting excited here in Hawthorne. The crowd eager to see Starship fly, as you can see. And here, now behind me in our flight control room here in Hawthorne, you can see some of our folks on console. They're assisting the flight controllers in Starbase, keeping an eye on all of Starship's various systems, including its avionics and those Raptor engines we talked about a little bit earlier. So Dan and Kate, with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock, let's hit it back to you at Starbase and hopefully watch Starship lift off today.
Thanks so much, Chris. Now, if you're just joining us, we're now just about 4 minutes until the liftoff of the 8th test flight of Starship. As we reported earlier, range and weather are both very green, super green, if you will, and everything is looking good. Propellant loading continues to happen. We're going to be closing out very soon on both stages of Starship.
Yeah, we're almost fully fueled on our tanks. We're going to see that closeout coming in just about 30 seconds on ship. So that's both the main and the header tanks. And then about 30 seconds later on booster. Once prop load is complete, we got just shy of 1 million pounds of liquid propellant. That's liquid oxygen, liquid methane onto both vehicles. All of our ground systems will do what's called pushbacks. They'll clear all those feed lines. We're not continuously replenishing the propellant on board Starship or Super Heavy. That's why we essentially have several minutes where we can hang out at that T-40.
Thank you, Bobby Shadow. Bobby
before
Shadow,
we start
giving a
to
like over there
run
on
into
Facebook.
issues with
Thank you, my
temperatures,
friend.
or just those LOX levels, or that LOX level on the
Very
booster
good,
is one of
sir.
the main
Very
things that
good.
we watch. So we're also going to do a couple of final checkouts. We'll do one final one of the thrust vector control, the TVCs on the booster. We'll see them hopefully do a little bit of a wiggle test. The first one comes at about 1:40 before launch, and then the last one comes right as we pass that T-40 gate. Again, if we need to hold, which we held a couple of times on Monday, we can do so at that T-40 second. We're not currently tracking any issues that would hold us there, but if we do run into that, we can hang out for a couple minutes.
That would be the point in the countdown, as we mentioned on Monday. That T-40 second point is when we can pause to hold for final checkouts or pressurizations if necessary. But once we pass that T-40 second mark, a number of things are going to occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems will come up to flight pressure. The ship goes to internal power. And after that, the quick disconnect or QD arm lockout, that's removed in preparation for retraction shortly after T0. Once we pass T-40 seconds, as we saw on Monday, we had the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-40 second mark and hold there to assess what happened and if we're able to proceed to T0.
And like we said, that we can hang out at T-40 for several minutes before we start running into some limits, essentially, on our propellant on board. There are a couple of other things, like if we pass the T-10 second point and the water starts to flow in that flame deflector and we scrub, that's automatic scrub for the day. Oh, there's our TVC, our thrust vector control checkout. It's got a little bit of a wiggle there on those inner Raptor engines, those 13 inner ones, which are going to be used for that boost back burn and the landing burn. So cool to see those.
Yeah, I love that shot. We don't have that on Falcon. And it's just so cool to see really the business end of the Super Heavy booster.
Ten seconds away from that T-40 hold. We'll see. All right, we are going to hold at T-40. We're watching the temperatures on the ship right now for the ship fuel. Sounds like they're working through that. We might be able to release that hold shortly. All right, sounds like we're going to be able to reset those holds, not tracking any other holds. And clock is rolling.
And the clock is rolling once again. Now T minus 30 seconds till the liftoff of the 8th flight of Starship.
Our flight director, Joe Schleicher, today is go for launch. Let's listen in as he takes us through the final seconds of the count.
T minus 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Vehicle pitching down range. Booster average pressure on.
And we have the launch. We have the launch, and it's on its way. Starship Flight 8. And look at her go. Wow.
That was amazing. Beautiful views of the vehicle on ascent, pitching downrange away from the launch tower.
And we are seeing
Excellent.
33 healthy Raptor engines, if I might say that. And the booster ascent looks to be good so far. And we are, I mean, Alex, so far so good, right? We are, everything looking good. We are about 30 seconds away from hot staging.
Yep. Next up should be hot staging. That hot staging will be 30 engines shut down, and then ignition of the ship engines and separation of the booster. Watch out for the grid fins to turn.
Yeah, everything looking good here on the Raptor engines on the left. You watch for that very violent boost back flip. You will see that after that's expected. But it looks quite interesting. That's the preparation for hot staging. That's hot staging.
Yep. From our
and
cameras.
I think there's the boost back. Look at that flip. Wonderful.
That's
that
the boost
flip
back burn start.
That was an interesting flip, but I think that looks good on the boost back. Yeah, that looks good, right?
Looks like 2 engines might be out on the booster
Okay.
on the boost back burn.
We will await confirmation what that means for the catch. Of course, SpaceX will say something that, again, the flight director needs to confirm a go for catch. That is the requirement. We also see 6 healthy engines on ship 34 right now, which is, of course,
Still
their
looking
main
like
objective.
they go for return, but obviously they are checking all of the parameters.
And remember, the last time we had an engine out as well, and that was not something that stopped them from going for a catch. So that doesn't mean anything yet. Still go for catch, apparently. And we are still looking at a booster returning, awaiting final confirmation from SpaceX for go for catch. That usually happens after the shutdown of the boost back berm is where they confirm. Also, look at the ship. Look at continuously if all engines
You
are
can
ongoing.
see, look right over where the center engines are. You can see the purple hue there.
Oh, yeah. And we are awaiting final catch go.
Still so good. So far, so
Yeah.
good.
Everything good. Everything good. We like to see everything looks to be okay right now. Of course, the final okay
There's
will
a
be
hot
done by the
staging
flight
ring
director.
separating. Look at that.
Oh, it's floating away. And we are now usually at the frame where they commit for a catch. We have not heard anything of the contrary yet. And the catch would be in 2 minutes from now. And let's see. The boost back burn might be a bit late because 2 engines were out, so maybe they have corrected a bit. So maybe the timeline is a bit off, but
some of the times might be off precisely because of that. Those 2 engines out, of course, will affect that timeline. But I have not heard any callouts that they are not going or anything. Still going for it.
Honestly, that booster is starting to aim now. So looking like they might go for it. I want to jinx it as a commentator here.
That's a funny looking hot staging ring.
But that booster looks to me like it's on track for the tower, Alex.
Yeah. Let's see that re-entry. Watch out for the engine glow, because that aft end gets very hot during the re-entry. Does not do any entry burn.
Look at that tracking. Amazing. Oh, there's the glow
coming.
There
it comes.
There are go for booster catch. Still all going. Look at that glow, Alex. Fantastic views.
That's so cool.
Watch for the engines to ignite, and then they will shut down all but 3 for the final approach to the tower.
Let's see what happens. They had 2 engines out on the boost back burn, so let's see let them burn.
Give us that beautiful flamethrower. I'm sorry. There it is.
There are the engines.
Landing burn ignition.
Whoa.
And
they did it. They had a catch.
Okay.
Welcome.
Wow.
They got a catch. That's the 3rd one, folks. What a freaking job. Wow. That is outstanding. Jiminy Crickets. Oh, that is something. Now, the last time for Flight 7, we were at this point, and of course, Starship 7 had some issues, and all the King's men couldn't put it back together again. So we'll see what happens here as far as after this. They should go to Starship 8, and there's Starship 8 right now. Let's get back to the commentary.
Craziness of SpaceX to have multiple engines back, not on the boost back burn, and also some unsureness, and they are still committing for this, Alex. Whoo! That was interesting. Wow. I am honestly impressed.
Oh.
That's a ship rotating, Alex. That's not nominal.
That doesn't look nominal, yeah.
Some issues, folks. We have some issues.
That is definitely a ship out of control.
Yep.
And this is why they don't put it into orbit.
And it recovered.
So we're still
looks
getting video down from
rather
the ship.
interesting.
We've lost several engines, and we've lost attitude control.
It's
of the
tumbling.
vehicle.
It's
one thing that I did
honestly,
hear earlier, Adrian, if you allow me,
we'll
they called out on the
continue to stick
nets.
with it.
Oh, sorry. They called out FTS is saved, which is weird. You can see
For
also
those of you that just recently joined us. We had a successful liftoff of the 8th test flight of Starship, followed by a successful stage separation. We saw the booster, actually, you can see it just behind us here. The booster had a successful catch back at the tower. Unfortunately, it seems as though we lost the attitude control of the ship. We are standing by as we listen in with the teams on the nets to understand what information we're able to provide you. We will provide that as soon as we are able, but it's pretty incredible to take a moment and see the booster just behind us. Certainly a different view than last time.
And at this point, we've essentially lost contact with the ship. We're no longer receiving telemetry at this moment. So we were only about 20 seconds away or so from the end of that ship ascent burn. We saw several of the engines start to cut out. Once you lose enough of those center engines, you're going to lose attitude control. And so we did see the ship start to go into a spin. And at this point, we have lost contact with the ship. So we're going to listen in for a little bit. I think it's pretty obvious we're not going to continue the rest of the mission today, but just give us a couple more minutes. We'll bring you more information as it comes in.
Well, that was fun to watch from the roof.
Uh,
And it was not fun to walk down here and see what they just said. So
yeah, I mean, Gene, let's quickly talk through what we have just seen. I mean, what it looks like is the 4 engines went out early. That's almost looked like we had 4 engines out a bit early, and that started a tumble because, of course, that will give you asymmetric thrust.
Yep.
And once you're in the asymmetric thrust, you're basically starting to tumble, and they lost altitude control.
Similar to what happened on Flight 7 on the way. We don't know the reasons why, obviously, but yeah, the inner 3 engines can gimbal. The vacuum optimized Raptors. Look at that beautiful ship hanging off the chopsticks booster. They are fixed, right? So the vacuum optimized. So if they have to do massive attitude control maneuvers, they do them with the sea level engines. And as soon as 1 engine out, they can still control it, but 2 engines out, 1 sea level just can't handle it, and it will go into, as you say, asymmetric thrust, which will start the vehicle tumbling. I just caught a bit of that as I came back into the studio.
Yeah, it's of course we are standing by for SpaceX to say more and give us a good overview of what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, was
Adrian,
I correct?
I think.
Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry, I was gonna say there's at least some things that we are sure about, right? That we can talk about here. That booster looks a little bit off from what we saw on previous landings. You may notice that it's actually sort of to the side of the tower. That is not how it landed on previous occasions, which means the chopsticks may have done their work on try to align themselves with where the booster was coming down.
What is it about? If you could look at
this is. I think we saw. Maybe I'm imagining things, but I think we saw the
actually back
almost pivoting over
several feet more
than
than
catch. We will have to wait for replays.
There would be
and we will have to wait and see for that. But I think we saw a rapid movement of the chopsticks right before the catch to get the booster. But I mean,
looks like
let's talk about the successful part here first. They caught another booster. That's the good part here.
Of the
all right, so coming back with you real quick. So we can confirm we did lose
and such. So let's go ahead and listen to these folks.
We've got some practice at this now. We've got a lot of measures in place, like debris response areas where we coordinate very closely with air traffic control. We have a lot of measures put before we ever launch a rocket to make sure that we're keeping the public safe. Those worked last time, and they're actively in work right now. So Just to recap real quick, everything we saw, we lifted off right at the top of our window, essentially at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Booster was able to get us all the way up into space, made its way back here. It's sitting on the tower right behind us, our third ever catch. Starship ignited all 6 of its Raptor engines. It was just about 20 or 30 seconds away. We'll get exact times from the end of its ascent burn when we started to see some engines go out on ship. Eventually lost attitude control and then lost contact with the ship shortly after. So obviously a lot to go through, a lot to dig through. We're going to go right at it. The primary reason we do these flight tests is to learn. We have some more to learn about this vehicle, but we're going to be right back here in the not too distant future, and we're going to get a ship to space.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We fly to learn, and we're learning a lot. And as is the case with developmental programs such as the Starship program, progress isn't always linear. So at this point, we're going to close out our webcast for the day. But before we do, we'd like to give a shout out to our viewers, of course, as well as our partners, both here in Cameron County and around the world. Now, once we
Okay,
know
so they're
more
going to be
about
ending the broadcast, and there's a heavy booster for Starship Flight Test 8 sitting on the pad, returned successfully. Third time they've done it. Unfortunately, the Starship itself lost its engines as far as in flight, went into a tumble for some unknown reason. So is it the same as what it was last time? Really don't know. Do not know as far as that goes. So, but it wasn't a tumble of some sorts, and they're replaying it over here on the SpaceX page as far as a replay of it. And there it is. You can see it's tumbling, moving around. You can see the shadows, and then they went to a standby for the cameras and stuff like that. And they lost contact, and that's unfortunate as far as that goes. And you can see the little spaceship down on the bottom there, just tossing around with the flight data. You can see the speed was reducing as well, and such. So there she sits, and all I got to say is I guess we're going to be seeing what happens on the next flight as far as whenever that takes place. The way they've been putting these out, like we had one last month. This one went fairly quick. I think they were looking for better things to happen with this one as far as being a little more successful, but it seems like they made no more. It's about the same time as Test Flight 7 that they started having problems with Starship 7. And so I don't know if there's something going on there. You know, there's a lot of mechanics in one of these rocket ships, but it's amazing that they can get them off the ground, and then even more amazing to bring more than half the spacecraft back. Heavy booster, that's the first stage that gets it off the pad and up into space. As far as that journey, that's a big load there as far as that goes. So the mission targets following a suborbital. What should have happened would have been a suborbital trajectory, deploying 4 Starlink simulators. Starlink, that's Elon Musk's internet service. But simulate this. They have sort of like a Pez dispenser in the cargo bay area of the Starship itself that will burn up on reentry as per released from SpaceX. This would have also marked the Starship's first payload drop, and it didn't happen. Single Raptor engine relight. They test this as far as to see if they can restart the engines while in space. Was planned. along with re-entering experiments that would help pave the way for Starship's upper stage return and catch at a launch site in later missions. The Super Heavy booster that we saw land launched, executed a boost back burn that we saw, and it was caught with the towers, what they call the chopsticks. And it looked like it was back a little bit from what the commentators were saying. And then as soon as they said that, I'm like, whoa, I've seen all the other two catches, and it definitely was back a little bit. But as they were saying, when it comes back, the flight director has the final approval whether that comes back or not. So depending on the trajectory coming off of the Gulf. Of course, we heard the sonic boom, and as far as that goes. So what can I say? I get pretty excited about these launches, and so it's just I was really looking forward to it to be more successful than last, as far as that goes, because we have had several ships launch and make it all the way over to the Indian Ocean off it would be this west coast of Australia and such. So, but I like coming on here, sort of benchmarking, watching a historical event, because these are historical events. Some people say they're commonplace. Is like, what do we need to do this? Well, it's advancement in technology, as well as advancements in what we know about our own capabilities as human beings. So, I really didn't have much more than that, and I don't want to spend too much time on here just yapping. But we do have a total of 10 people on. Do have to recognize that. The viewers, we have 4 people on Rumble. We have 1 person on Local, 4 people on YouTube. Thank you very much. 1 person over there on Twitch. And I did see over on X Live. Where's my X? Over on X Live, we have 27 people on X Live. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Oh my God, 27 people. Thank you very much. I thank you for taking a little bit of your time to watch this. I am a space nut. I do like all things space. I remember as a younger child, Alan Shepard taking off on May 5th, 1963, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 1963. And that was very exciting. That was just a suborbital, sort of what Blue Origin is doing, as far as suborbital, where they go up and then they come back down. They break the line of space, but they stay up for about maybe a couple minutes in weightlessness, and then they come back down. Over on the Facebook, we did have Bobby Shadow. Give him a shout out, and greatly appreciate you checking out the stream there, Bobby, coming in from California. And he liked the thing. So very successful broadcast, as far as, but not a very successful. Well, I would say it's successful. Thomas Edison once was asked, how come you have all these failures trying to find the filament for the light bulb? And he says, I don't look at it as 1,000 failures. That's 1,000 types of filament that I know won't work. We're still searching for the right one. He didn't look at as them as being failures. Same thing applies, I think, with SpaceX, with the Starship. They will get it going, and they made monstrous strides in improving their capability. And they had, I believe, they had the same issues, as far as when they were their mainstay rocket is the Falcon rocket that lifts up the Dragon to resupply and bring astronauts to this International Space Station. So it's just a matter of time, and they'll get it right. So we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. I'm Rich Roberts. If I didn't say that already, I'm over there on X, where we have graciously have some 29 people watching. Oh, Rich, oh my God. Thank you very much. I appreciate that from the X folks. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I do like X. X is a great platform. I know there's some people don't like it, but that's their bag of donuts. I love it. I think it's a great platform to be on, capabilities, and it's one of 6 platforms that I do broadcast here on Rumble Studios. Rumble rocks, and I do appreciate Rumble for having this platform. I do broadcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at about 6 o'clock Eastern time. And Rumble rocks, yes. What is it? Rumble does rock. It's a great platform to be on. I ever since the Rumble Studios came out, I'm enjoying myself being here on Rumble, but also broadcasting other platforms that I used to be on. I used to be strictly a Twitch broadcaster, and I used Restream to broadcast into other platforms. But Rumble does it for me all in one package. So I give double thumbs up to Rumble, and I appreciate the folks at Rumble for providing the service and stuff. We have fun with it. We do have fun, and I get to share my excitement on such events as a Starship test flight and all. Just sharing the moment with you all. All right, folks. Let's see. We'll go ahead and shut that down, and but we're going to go ahead and exit stage left, and I will be broadcasting tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be broadcasting here. This is a temporary setup for people watching. So, well, what do you? Usually at the computer desk. I'm trying to get that. We had a DIY project in the dining room. We replaced all the ceiling tiles with newer ones, and for the last week, and we successfully got that done with some minor issues here and there on any type of DIY. So I'll be moving back to the regular computer desk that I'm at this weekend. I got to bring this equipment and bring it downstairs because I'm upstairs in an upstairs room here, and we'll get back to a regular. This is a little odd because I don't have all the bells and whistles here. I got my phone there. I got my tablet here as far as extra equipment, but I usually have like another laptop and another a Surface 3 there to monitor all the other channels and stuff like that. And Michael WMW 8 billion. I'm not sure how much it costs, but they got data they got a lot of data from this flight, despite the fact that the Starship went down, and you need that data to be able to fly it right. So it's not always going to go right the first time, as far as that goes, Michael. So thank you for coming in on YouTube. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and exit stage right or stage left. And you all have a great Thursday evening. And again, I'll be on tomorrow, and you can follow me over there on X at Fireman, or just if you just want to check and see where I'm at, that's where I post everything I'm doing on social media. And I told myself just like what it says down below, I consider myself a social media enthusiast, a social media observer. I'm not an expert. Don't call me an expert. I'm not an expert on that. But I do like the things that happen here on social media. It's interesting. The good stuff, not the crap. Screw the crap. All right, folks. You all have a great one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks.